Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. I have my January page done, and then we're going to do December the exact same way, only this flap opens this way, and December the flap will open this way. So, but you'll still get all the information you need. I did use a paper clip on this one, and I used a paper clip for the inside, and so I just had this little strip of the brown paper and this little strip of Happy Snow Days, and I stuck them on top of each other and then backed it on black so that I had a little something on this side. But here is a good spot for a 4x6, and then have the pretty snowflakes all around it. And then you can get a smaller one down here, or you can just do a lot of really nice writing. I used 2 magnets, but I used them here and here. I didn't do it on this piece because I wanted this piece to be easy to grab, which it is. And then on the inside, I did do this little cutout, which we will go over in the December piece. I put a strip of the brown paper, and then I put a big piece of the brown paper. I will go over all of the measurements when we do the December one, okay? And then I just had the Happy Snow Days, the little bit, the main strip I used here. And I didn't want to put anything else because I wanted this to be really as thin as possible, because this book is already a beast. But I did back this onto some blue paper, and she's just lovely. Okay, let me slide this over. Okay, so here I have 2 pockets, and I have them kind of slid underneath. Again, I will show you how to do this in the December paper line, because we'll do this the same. Used the craft on the bottom of this pocket, and then the craft on the top of this pocket. These are actually 2 tiny little sheets, just 2 tiny little rectangles, and I just butted them up to this piece, so it looks like there's a strip going across there, but that's all I had left of that. But I love that snowflake paper. This is the 3 women from the back of the sheet. I backed it on black, and then I only took it and glued it halfway on the bottom pocket. So you can use the bottom pocket. Here you can see there's the beginning of the actual bottom pocket, and this comes out past the pocket, so that it gives this whole thing an interesting piece, but yet it's all just the blue polka dots, so it adds a little bit more interest to it. Used a little bit of the lace there. Then I had just grabbed a couple of my black pieces that I had left over. I did round the corners on the bottom. Used 2 of the cards from the paper line. I did make them different heights so that it added a little bit more interest. And I made myself a little booklet, totally unadorned, because I used pretty much all of the January paper is gone. This was actually the whole strip, and I cut it in half. I just folded it over and cut it in half so that I could get it on both sides, and hence the reason why you have the brown strip. If I had another little bit of this snowflake paper, I would have put it here as well, but I didn't. I just didn't. So I have the little girl peeking out from there, and this one here. Reason being is my magnet is right here. So if I put the little girl on the top, it doesn't want to catch on the magnet. So I kept her short so it wouldn't get it into my magnet, but you can still see her. I thought that was really cute. So a lot of good space for photos in here, but yet it is pretty compact because, like I said, this is a beast. A beast. It's pretty thick. So we're going to definitely do a closure on this, and we're probably going to have to pull some things from our stash. I don't know. I quite honestly am kind of at a loss, because there's literally, here's my December paper. Let me put on here what I have left. So I have these larger pieces. I have these pieces of the brown paper left. And then, oh gosh, if I can pick this up, literally crumbs. Literally crumbs. There's a little bigger piece of that. That is basically all I have left, is just tidbits. That's why I kept saying that's a little bit of that cream paper. Don't throw anything away. Now, what I do on the cover versus what you do might be different, but it's going to still work out, because we're going to use all these pieces and parts on copy paper, put them all down, you know, make something cute out of them. I still have a few other little pieces, little bits of the cardstock I used, but literally just little pieces. So you're going to have a very interesting cover, to say the least. To say the least. Now I do have a few more pieces of the brown paper I just noticed over here that I haven't used. I have now this red and green is left over, but this is going to go into the Christmas along with the craft. So that's going to go on to the Christmas. So I do have still a few pages of these. And I still have a couple of cards. Oops, boy, that I didn't need to damage anything. That'll be all right. I have a few strips of things. I have a few cards left. Yeah. So basically, it's going to be interesting. I'm just showing you everything here, guys. But that is it. As you see, there is not much left. Yeah, not much at all. But we will have fun. We will figure it out. And I tell you, it's probably going to be the only time that you've ever used an entire pack, 12 by 12 pack of paper collection. But that's what we're going to do. So, stay tuned and let's see what we can come up with. All right, guys. Now, I do have some black pieces left, but black never, ever throw it away, because you can back all kinds of things with it. Yeah. And then I've got my pieces for December so that I can go over that with you. So that's it, guys. Next, we will be doing December, and I will show you how I'm going to cut this down. And again, I've got leftover red, the leftover green, the leftover craft. I do have a piece of craft that I will give you the measurements, just like I had in the January page. And then I had some black paper left over, and these are just two of the strips. As long as they're the same size, that totally works. And again, I will give you all of that when we come back together again. Okay, guys, love you much. Give me a thumbs up if you like my January page. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. If you just want to say hi, leave me a comment. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, guys, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, as promised, here is December's cut, the way I'm going to use the paper. So I'll go over it kind of quick with you here. So I think you can see all the pieces. This is from the front. This is from the front. And then I'm not using these things. I'm going to use this. And then I've got the little happy holidays from the front. This is the back. This whole strip right here. Now, if there's something that you would rather use, then by all means, you use that. Then I have a strip from the front, and then this is a strip of the green from the back. This one has got it's got Merry Christmas, but then it's got Joao Noel, Feliz Navidad, Melakalikimaka, you know. Not all that interested in using that one. And then I'm going to use these two, this, and this. Okay, so that's how I'm going to cut my paper out. I have 2 magnets and any kind of paper clip. I just happen to have these little cute little box paper clips. So they, you know, little box paper clip. I don't know, square paper clip. I don't know what you'd call it. But anyway, so I have that. Any kind of paper clip. On the front one, I just used a regular gem clip, you know, so anything will work there. So we're going to take all the pieces of the designer paper side that I want to make sure I don't cut and use for anything else. So this leaves us with this. Then we have our red paper bits and pieces, which look pretty good with all of that. And then we've got the green that I had a bit of. This is it's an 8.5 by, I cut it down to 7.5. So it's an 11 by 7.5, and then fold it in the middle. And that is your booklet for inside. And then I also have a piece of craft left over, not having to cut any other pieces. So, boy, I have been busy putting Christmas stuff away. You know, this is kind of my last Christmas thing. I do have cards and stuff that I am really trying to upload and get out for you guys so you can see what I've done. I just can't seem to I'm trying to download or upload one now, and I just can't seem to do it. Now, I have a thin piece here of the black paper that I had, just a biggest piece left over. And this is the thicker black paper. These are 2 of my leftover strips. They're the same size. Now, as long as, you know, they're around, this is 2.5 inches. So anywhere around there of the strips you have left will work out beautifully. Okay, and this piece is 8 3/8 by 8.5. Okay, so that is that page. And this one, again, I don't believe this is actually going to be in the build. It's just if I need to back something on, I use the thinner paper to cut down on bulk. Okay, so let's move this stuff over to the side. And let's open here. Let me remind you, this is what we're going to do, just opposite. Our flap is going to be on this side of the page on the back. But there's the back side of the paper clip, and I just put that on there. And then I have the one flap and the 2 pockets, my different tags, the strip of 3 here, and then the booklet. Okay, so that's it. I have good room for pictures, but for Christmas, I am probably, maybe that's why I had that thinner sheet out, I'm probably going to add one more flap to the back side. So let's see, what am I going to do first? So I think I better do my flaps. Okay, so I'm going to have pockets. This is a smaller flap. I think I'm going to, well, I do have a pencil line here, so let me, and I will give you the measurements of this, but, you know, if you have a sheet that's kind of close in size, I mean, that's the only one I had left. All the rest are like these sizes. So, or if you have some of your black, some of your red, or some of your green that you have a larger piece of, by all means, you could even use the craft. Okay, so my scoreboard. Wow. I have had stuff strewn hither and yon. Okay, so I am just going to give myself, so this is 8 1/4 inches by, let's see, 7 1/4. And I'm going to do a 1/2 inch on this one. And let's go ahead, which is so the 8 1/2 side, let me just double check that. But the 8 1/2 side is your top and your bottom, yes. So here's 8 1/2. So you're going to put your 8 1/2 on your scoreboard this way. So across the top here is your 8 3/8. And then we can, because it won't go all the way up, and let's just get that last little bit in there. All right. Hello, scoreboard. Nice to see you again. I have been doing all kinds of wreaths and just all kinds of stuff. Home decor and having a ball. But I have not been in mini album mode in a long time. So I am finishing this up. Of course, I did my Christmas cards, and I did a bunch of Christmas cards to sell, and I sold some of those, and then I'll just put them away for next year. I did some wreaths and gave them as gifts to people. Just around here, like neighbors and stuff like that. And I did paper bag wreaths. They were really, really adorable. Okay, so I've got my 2 flaps. So this flap is actually going to be like this. So the 1/2 inch is going to be on this side. All right. We're going to do something more to that, however. So do I want to put this smaller one inside this one a little bit? Or do I want it to open the same direction? I think let's have it open the same direction. So, yeah. And that'll be just inside this one. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to place this one down first. And I have used this entire bottle of glue in like, wow, I don't know. I've been busy. I made to and from, what do you call them? Yeah, the to and from tags that you put on Christmas presents and stuff. I must have made 300 of them. And had those to sell and stuff. Just did a little flea market thing. And it was fun. But my husband and I are going to start next year, and we're going to hit some of the craft fairs. My husband has been doing his knives and yard art. He does welding and metal crafting and stuff like that. So yeah, so we're going to next year hit. So anytime you guys come up with a really cute idea for items that can be sold at craft fairs, send me a link. Leave a comment and say, hey, go over and look at so-and-so's page. Okay, I'm just seeing how well this is fitting, and it's looking good. All right, so let's put some glue down on this. See, I'm putting these down prior to putting the pockets down because the pockets are going to go on top of these 1/2 inch flaps. All right. And there we go. And I want to make sure that I'm looking all right. Yes, I am looking fine. There we go. All right. And there we go. Okay. Okay. So, I should have put the longer one on first. So I have pulled it up. And now I'm pulling up, hopefully not going to tear too much of my craft paper. It will all get covered, but this glue works very well. All right. There. So I'm going to cut this down a little bit. I'm you know, that way I'll still have room to. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to put this one down again. Make sure I'm not got any of this little bit of trash hanging over the edge. Don't know what I was thinking, man. Just glue some of this down. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. All right. So put this one down first. Let's keep it out of the crease and get it on so it's nice and straight. There we go. All right, so there's that. And again, all of this is going to get covered, so no biggie on that. I'm going to get my scoreboard out and put myself another. So let's see, now it's 8 1/4 by 6. So once I get the 1/2 inch, oops, there we go. So it'll be 5 1/2 by 8 1/4. So there'll be room for some decoration and a nice 4 by 6 picture. And then I'm going to put this, just kind of eyeball it, keep it out of the fold line. Don't butt it all the way up, just so it won't. All right, so put the longer one down first and then put the shorter one down. Duh. All right, just try and center this. Let me turn this way. This is another reason I don't like working in the book. It's just not as easy to maneuver around and stuff. And when you are working on the book, it's always a good idea not to do your covers until the end, because your cover will be, you know, getting drugged through the whole process. So there's that, and that looks like it is a little, there, that's a little better. Move just a smidge for me. Okay, so there's those two. So that's just a little different than the other one, but we're still working just, you know, just fine. So now, pockets, here we are. I couldn't find them for a second. So we're going to go ahead and put a 1/2 inch. And remember, I told you these are 2.5, and then they're, you know, 11 or whatever. But as long as they're long enough to get a 1/2 inch on both sides and go onto our book, we're good. And if you have to do a 1/4 inch, you can do a 1/4 inch flap. There is nothing in the books anywhere that says you can't do that. Okay. All right, we're going to need this in just a second. Let's open this up to the back, and we're going to measure. Now, again, you're going to pull this away from this flap, the fold line. We want it to be even across the bottom, and then just make a mark where you're going to want to have your fold line. And I'm going to go ahead and do the other one the same way. Let's just actually place these on top of each other, and then I can make sure that I'm making my mark in the same spot, because I want them the same size. So there we go. Okay, so there's that ready. Now, what are we going to do to cover this? And I'm trying to remember what I did here. I guess I put the pockets down and then just lined, so I don't have a black edge, which is fine, because you've got the craft. You're going to use the craft in the page, so that's just fine. So let's go ahead and affix our pockets. So I'm going to place this, match my score line up in between, into the center of one of the grooves, so that I can make it there we go. Okay, I think we can put this away safely now. And then we're just going to cut a little 1/2 inch section, fold it over. Oops. Okay. Now, before I place these, I'm going to do my decoration on them, but I just want to see that they're going to be the same size. This one's actually a titch smaller. So let me just... Okay, so I just maneuvered my fold lines a little bit so that I had them exactly the same size. Now, I am going to measure this Happy Holiday paper on here, so I can go ahead and cut what I need out. There we go. Okay, so there is the piece that is going to fit on to my pockets. and I am going to fold it over, line it up, oops, take your time. There we go. And then I'm just going to cut just a little sliver off of this. Let me get this just right. I just kind of cut a little sliver off of here. There we go. And that gives me 2 slips. Now, and like I said, I'm building this just like I built, and I didn't put my tape on, just like I built the January one. So I've got my 2 slips, and I've got to find, my dog got this tape, and I've got teeth marks in it. I'm finally getting down to where it doesn't rip. And he hunts this tape. I don't know if it tastes good or what, but he hunts this tape when he gets in this room. A little stink pot. Okay, now my jingle jangles are taken care of. So I believe, and I'm dropping all of my goodies here, I believe I'm going to use the green with this. You can either use the green, of course you can use your red, but I don't want to do my red, or let's do the khaki. Yes. Okay, so I am going to make, let's see, I am going to need the same size as this. And probably, I'm just going to put these 2 together, and that's how much I'm going to cut. I don't think I'll need that much, but that way, there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to the inside of both of those lines. And then we will have a nice fit. There we go. Okay, so these should be the same. Yes. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this. Oh, actually, I'm just going to eyeball it. I want the center. If you just put your 2 ends together quickly, quickly, and just give it a little pinch, then you can cut right down your center line. So let's just kind of, and it doesn't have to be perfect, guys, because it doesn't. Because it doesn't. Okay. So now, on this one here, I am going to glue it down on the bottom. And I want a black line, black edge all the way around. And I need to, see, I'd even put my, yep, I put my ink away a little too soon. So guys, the cover is really going to be a challenge, but we're going to get it done. It's going to look phenomenal. And we will probably absolutely use every little teeny strip of this paper pad. This is truly one of those that you're getting your money's worth. Okay, so we've got those inked up. And I have just a teeny little green strip on here. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. Get that dried stuff off of there. Okay, so let's get this bottom pocket down. I've got a boogie in my glue or something. Come on. I don't have much left in there, but everything's going to dry. Where's my, whoops, my Nuvo drops fell. Okay. I only own one container of Nuvo drops, and it's the clear one. It's the only one I thought that I would use, because you can add glitter, pigment powder, ink, and change it to any color you want. So I didn't buy a boatload of the Nuvo drops, but they are very nice. All right, so there's that. Get it straight across, and there we go. Okay, then we're going to leave a little black edge. Okay, this I need to cut down just a smidge. There we go. Let's just double check. Yes. And what I do with my pencil right here, gonna make a mark so it comes up across the top. And let's do this with this one. Oh my goodness. Every place I touch, I'm knocking things over. Okay. Here we go. All right. So, yep, that's going to work very nicely. Good. Let's go ahead and put that down. Okay. Good, good, good. Voila. Voila. Yay. So there is our first pocket. Oh, that's going to look awesome. Now this piece is going to go on the top of the second pocket. Come on. I should have filled this up because I'm down to the bottom and I'm getting all the goo that's in it, which is probably a good thing to clear that stuff out. Oh, come on. Nope. Give me some more glue for a little while till that goober sticks back in there, which it went back in there already. Okay, that's ridiculous. I'm going for the Scotch Quick Dry, which probably needs a pin in it too. No, ooh, ooh. I'm just about out. I used the bejeebies out of this as well, doing all that Christmas crafting stuff. I had a ball. Had an absolute ball. Okay, so we are also working on leaving that nice black edge all the way across and on the sides. And don't worry about the stuff coming out. That just means you've got glue all the way down to the bottom. Just don't get it on your paper. Okay, so there's that piece. And then see if I need to cut this down. Yep, just a smidge. So I missed it just by a smidgen. There we go. Okay, now this piece, I am not going to cut off the bottom. I'm just going to glue along the sides. Grab that one. Gonna glue along the sides and along the top. All right. And we're going to leave that nice little black edge. Get the excess glue off. All right. A little wide on that side. Okay, it's not as easy to control that Scotch Quick Dry when you're used to using that little metal tip. Okay, so that is the top of the second pocket. So now we're going to go ahead and put our pockets in onto the inside back cover. And make sure you're gluing your bottom down, that it's actually the bottom. So we're going to line it up along the paper that we put on the inside of the book. Make sure, because that's how I cut it. I don't know if I said that before or not, but I've got it so it lines up with this piece of paper that we laid on the inside. And then make sure you leave enough space for your folds. Okay, for your flaps to fold. Foldy flaps. All right, so there that is in. Now we're going to glue just the strips, the 1/2-inch strips that are folded, and that's it. We're going to slide this inside this pocket and get it up over. There we go. And then we're just going to match up the bottom of the folded black sheet so that they are in line on both sides, and then burnish it down. And I'll explain to you why I did that in just a second. Let me just get my glue. There we go. Okay, so why I left this piece on the top pocket long is because now when I put this, oh, that is not completely sealed yet. I'm so used to using the art glitter glue that dries way quicker than Scotch Quick Dry. There we go. So when I put this in, I don't have the 1/2-inch flaps from here, from this bottom one, interfering at all because this piece is over it. And then I still have an open pocket that allows me to go all the way down to the bottom. All right, so, oh, I guess that just did not get glued well enough. Let me, yeah, look all the way across. I'm pretty sure I put glue on there. Oh, yeah, I put a lot of glue on there now. Where's my... Wow. Okay. I couldn't exactly see how much I was squirting. Boy, I am totally ruined by using that little metal tip on that art glitter glue. Just ruined me. Okay, but at least now I know that my pocket is sealed. Just want to make sure I don't have any big old chunks of glue hanging out anywhere. Okay, so that is another way of doing these two pockets, is leaving a flap on the pocket above so that it can go over the 1/2-inch. Now when you come on this side, you are going to still have that 1/2-inch until we put a piece for our background. Okay, once you put the piece on your background, it will go into the pocket a little bit and over the top of that 1/2-inch strip. Yahoo! So, I think, where is it? Here it is. I think I will have enough, and I do, to use this or I can use the green, but I think I wanted the green on the other sheet, and I don't think I'm really enthralled with the red, with this red. So we're going to use the craft. Even though this is here, I need to cover up these flaps. So we're going to take this, and I think this way it's good. I just need to get it where it's going to be slide down inside my pocket well. All right, cut that. There we go. Now I'm going to slide this way, and let's check it out. Okay, so that gets my black covered up. Yep, so I'm just going to lift this and run some glue. Trying not to run that much. Lay that back down. Oh, for heaven's sakes. There we go. There we go. Now we have a nice, neat page. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right. Now the top page has a little fun thing. So, first thing we're going to actually use from the cut-aparts that we're saving for our book is this piece right here. And you can find your center, or you can just eyeball it. So, I am going to place it right here and see, here it is, what I'm at. That's 1 inch, and that is 1 inch. So this works for me right here. So I'm going to leave myself a little black edge and make a mark on both sides. Okay, and then I want to measure down 1 inch. Make sure that your line lines up against the page, and do a line. And then do your 2 lines. Where they match up. There we go. And then you're just going to take your scissor and cut this out. Bam. Now we're going to do the same thing. We have our line. We have our mark we made. We're going to line up our ruler right up against that mark. We're going to make sure that one of the lines on the ruler is in line with the edge here at the 1 inch mark. And we're going to make a line there and a line there. And there's our box that we're going to cut out. It just makes the page a little different. If you don't want to do this, that is totally fine. But this is how I built January. And And this is how I'm doing December. Let me ink. Boy, I have used this now on several other projects as well as this one, and it still has some sponge on it. Oh my goodness. But you know me, I'm going to use one per project. And my girlfriend Laurel, she keeps telling me to use my brushes. So I have been trying to use the brushes just to do the edges. I find it to be a little slower, but she said if I get used to it, that I'll love it. So I have been trying. But when I'm doing videos, I want to cut down on the amount of time I'm doing with you guys. So, okay. So I go the quickest route possible. So there's that on the outside. Now, before we forget, I want to put my magnets down. And I should have done that before I put this on. But we'll figure it out. Not a big issue. Yeah. Yeah. Not a big issue. Okay. Well, actually, I said I had 2 magnets, but I'm going to need 4. So let me pull, oops, and get 2 more magnets out. These suckers are so hard to slide off of here. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to get, come on, slide off. Okay, I am going to get my double-sided tape. Oh my gosh. I realized today that this is the last of my 1/4 inch. And this is what I use mostly for my magnets. Now I am putting the magnets, using 2 of them, and I'm putting them right I don't need quite that much. Putting them right there so I have room all around it to put paper and make sure that it sticks well. Okay. So there's my magnets. And then I'm going to put these and let them figure out where they want to be. There we go. Let's see. I'm thinking, is this green? Okay, it's long enough. I think I'm going to take myself a 1/2 inch strip of this green, or maybe 3/4 of an inch. Let's see. Let's see, what is this? Yeah, 3/4 of an inch. All right. And I'm going to cut it right where I'll need it to be separated. Okay. I'll show you in a second. Maybe it will make sense what I'm trying to do. So where's my first one? Okay, there's one and there's one. There's one. So that should fit right in there. It'll probably come up just a little bit wherever my magnet's going to land. But so there's that one. And then the next one should fit from the black all the way down. And then this one should fit from black to black, and it just makes it. Okay, so because it was the same height, I'm using my black lines to give me a little bit more length. Okay, where'd I put my tape? Right here. So I'm going to take a smaller piece. I'm putting sticky side up, and I want it to go that way. So I have my little piece of tape running this way because I want it to be able to hide. It doesn't really matter when you're first putting the magnet on, but then you can I got something hanging on my metal there. Okay, so now I'm going to place these down. And that one didn't catch. There's that one. Did that one stick? Kind of. So that's where my green line is going to go, is right across there. So I have my first one will go right like that and go right underneath the page just a smidge, and it will hide my magnet. So let's go ahead and get this topper off of here. See, now if you think about it, before you put this bottom sheet on and before you put the Happy Holidays on, go ahead, put your 2 pockets in. Do the top pocket so that you can slide it under. Put your first pocket down, decorate the top pocket, and then slide it under like we did. And then you can put the decorative paper on the bottom one after we put the magnets. But there's always a way around it. See if I can not put too much glue on this. All right. So I want to make sure it's in the middle. Slide that under and make sure it's straight. And I'm going to hold that glue down around that magnet for a second so it will grab. Boy, I really do miss that art glitter glue. I need to fill my bottle back up. But I think I am going to get rid of the glue that's in there. There's not much. But apparently it has some goobers in it. Okay. Oh, that just holds so much better. Okay. So it's not the most prettiest thing doing it this way, but it does work. It does work. And then we're just going to line this up and have it follow all the way down. Just an added little piece of interest on the page. Hiding a boo-boo I made. I love hiding boo-boos. I'd prefer not to make them, but you know, who do we think we are if we're not going to make boo-boos? Well, it's just all part of being human. Okay, and let's get this. Let's see, 30 minutes. I was trying to make this short, I swear. If I wouldn't make mistakes. All right, guys. And then here's the last one. Let's line it up so it's nice and straight with the other line of goodie. Pull it down just a smidge. And I got glue on my finger. And there we go. Hold that around the magnet. Okay. And then we can put a sticker or something on this here. Let's see, what do we have? I do have quite a few Christmas stickers. And I can see, we've got Santa Claus. Let's put him down here so that I can cut him out. There we go. I've got these birds. Put them down here so I can cut them out. I've got December 25th. Put this down. I've got this Merry Christmas. That would be cute on, no, I don't like the green, that green with that green. This little girl I can use. There we go. Okay, so those will be for later on. Oh, and I have this December 25th. I'll put on here on this side. There we go. Now, if you don't trust your stickers, if they've got a little age on them or whatever, or they just don't seem to be really sticky, put a little glue on them when you put them down. But these seem to be very good. I don't really have a problem with the Graphic 45 stickers. Some of the other ones I do, but not the Graphic 45 stickers. Okay, so now we have a nice closure. And then the only other thing that I'm going to go over, let's see. So the front is really pretty easy. We're going to have, let's see, I've got that. Yeah, we're going to have this in the front. And that should be fitting on there perfectly. Okay, so there's that. Then I believe the Happy Holidays is the same size. So I'll have that. And then we're going to do a red page on the bottom. So we'll have two. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I will come back and show you that in just a second. Hey, alrighty. So I have gone through my papers and figured out how I want to do everything. Oh, shoot. I knew I was going to forget this yet again, as usual. Sorry, guys. Get this on my clinkety-clankety bracelet. My dog got a hold of my tape again, so it's just that poor piece of tape. Okay, so I am going to put the green here, and we've already got our two magnets. This is the front inside flap. So let's go ahead and fix it, or get it cut at least. Let's see. I know I want it this high. Let's pull it over here. Okay, so I pulled it so that you can see the cut out part. And I'm setting it up across the bottom so that it's even and away from the fold line. And I'm going to make a little mark up here so that I get the proper height. Got way too much stuff on my cutter here. Alrighty, get this cut. Let's check it. Okay, that looks good. Now I need, and I'm going to pull this down. I need to get the width correct. So I'm setting it up over here with the black edge that I want. And I'm going to make a mark on this side so I can cut that. And I have a little bit of a pencil mark there and a little bit of one there. Let's see, did I cut it where I like it? And yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now for the difficult, not really, part, I am going to, I placed it where I wanted it and I'm closing it. And I'm just going to make a pencil mark right in this squared off area. Okay. And then I'm going to cut below the pencil mark approximately 1/8 of an inch. Okay. So I'm just going to do this with my scissor. And remember, you can go back and take off more. So just try and do the smaller, a smaller section. And then if you want to go back and take off more, you can. And check it as you go. And that looks like it's going to be fine. Okay, so I'm going to try and do the same thing on the other side. Remember, it's handmade, so you don't have to be perfect. There we go. All right. So let's get this on here the way we want it. I might still be able to shorten that up just a little bit, but I've got this. I think I'm going to take off a little bit on both sides, just a sliver, just to make it, there we go, just to give it a little bit more of a black edge. And if it's not fitting on one side, flip it over because, you're not, let's see, how did I do here? Let me see which one goes where. All right. How's that look? That looks pretty good. I think I'm going to take off just a smidge more here. Just a smidge. There we go. Okay, I am happy with that. And you just keep playing with it until you are happy with yours. Just take your time. So now I have the dashing through the snow, which I am going to put right across the top of the green. I'm not leaving a green edge, just doing it right across the top of the green. So that will go there. And where is my, boop, boop, boop. Where is my December? Okay, let me see, let me see, I I've stuck it over here. No, I didn't. Okay, well, I will have to come up with that. I don't know. I don't see it here. So we're going to just continue on. We will come back to the rest of this page because I don't know where I put it. I will have to come up with it. I might come up with it in here. But I decided on the opposite page that I would do this red. And I'm just going to cut this out the way I like it. And I'm going to put this card on here somewhere. Thinking about photo placement while I'm thinking about where my card is going to be. Because, you know, you've got your 4x6 photo. So you'd have to cut it down a little bit because this page is not a whole 6 inches. So I kind of like that. It would cut off a little bit of the top, or you can cut part of the photo off. And then I have room for writing here. So that works for me. And so I'm going to cut that and put that down on that side. Then on this side, I'm going to do a little bit of a collage. I believe I'm going to, I kind of put these, I didn't cut them or anything, I kind of put these where I was thinking. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to get off so that this video is not that long and do it and come back and show you the finished product. And I am going to do the red all the way across. So I guess this, it's been a while since I put this little piece, these little pieces together. I've been trying to clean up all of my Christmas stuff and everything. So I kind of got this started. Yeah, and I think I was going to do something like that. So I have room to write for like this photo, and then this would be a smaller photo with a little room here. So that's kind of there. And I possibly will use this border over here on this page. And then I have all these little stickers. There's the 3 stickers. I think there was one more. Yes, right here. 4, 5. 5 stickers to put somewhere. So I have lots of fun to do there. I've got these 2 pieces, and I had this big red piece left. So I am going to use this big red piece and cut out 2 long tags. Okay, I'm going to use the whole length, at least at first. I might end up cutting one down. So that's going to make my tags. This piece I'm going to back on black, and I will come back when I'm ready to place that so you can see what's going on. And I know that I'm going to use part of the trees on this as well. Okay, and I already have my little booklet in here. And I'm not decorating that because I just simply want to be able to put, what's it, 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll be able to put 8 pictures on there. But if I put a lot of paper on it, it's really going to thicken up, you know, what I'm doing in those pockets. So we're just going to leave that totally blank. All right, so I will be back in just a second once I get this done.